There is a photograph. You have probably seen it. A pale, scrawny kid standing shirtless at the NFL Combine in the year 2000. Baggy boxer shorts, zero visible muscle. The expression of a man who already knows this is going badly. That is Tom Brady, age 22. He ran a 5.28 second 40-yard dash that day, dead last among quarterbacks, slower than linemen who weighed over 300 pounds. A 315-pound offensive guard named Cooper Carlisle ran the 40 in 5.16. Brady ran it in 5.28. A man the size of a refrigerator beat him in a foot race. Let that sit for a second. One scout filed an official report that read, and this is a direct quote from a real NFL scout evaluating the man who would one day win 7 Super Bowls. Awful. He's not even on my board. Weak. He'll make somebody a good husband or a good medical salesman. A medical salesman. This is not a story about an underdog who got lucky. This is the story of how an entire professional sports league looked directly at the greatest quarterback who will ever play the game and saw absolutely nothing. And it is the story of one man in a film room in New England who saw something completely different and never lived long enough to find out if he was right. The combine photo is funny now. In February 2000, it was a verdict. Brady's numbers that day were not just bad for a quarterback. They were historically bad for any skill position player at any level of the sport. His vertical jump was 24.5 inches, ranking in the 3rd percentile among all quarterbacks ever tested at the combine. His broad jump was 99 inches, also 3rd percentile. His shuttle times were mediocre. His arm strength drew questions from every scout in the building. The official scouting reports that circulated after Indianapolis were extraordinary documents, not for what they got right, for what they got wrong with such total confidence. Poor build, skinny, lacks great physical stature and strength, lacks mobility and the ability to avoid the rush, does not throw a really tight spiral, gets knocked down easily. System-type player who can get exposed if forced to ad-lib. Brady kept every single one of those reports, every word, filed away, and 17 years later, in 2017, he posted a photo of his old combine shirt on Instagram and quoted every criticism back. All of them, word for word, then added one line at the bottom. You can prove them right, or you can prove them wrong. He had already proven them wrong 14 times. He was not done yet. Before the combine, there was Michigan. Brady spent 2 years as the starting quarterback at one of the most prestigious football programs in the country and still could not make his own coaching staff choose him without conditions. In 1999, head coach Lloyd Carr told him he would be sharing snaps with a sophomore named Drew Henson, a player so hyped that the New York Yankees had paid him $17 million just to delay his football career. Brady would play the first quarter, Henson would play the second. The better man got the second half. In a September game against Syracuse, Brady was benched at halftime. He stood on the sideline of his own stadium while a 19-year-old finished the game in his place. He came back the following week and played like it never happened. That was the entire Tom Brady story told in miniature, and almost nobody watching was paying close enough attention to understand what they were seeing. April 16th, 2000, the NFL Draft, Radio City Music Hall, New York City. Round 1 passed. Tom Brady's name was not called. Round 2, Round 3, Round 4. 5 full rounds of professional football players selected by 30 teams with professional scouting departments and millions of dollars in evaluation infrastructure. And not one of them took the quarterback from Michigan. 194 players were picked before the New England Patriots used the 199th selection, a 6th round compensatory pick, to take Brady. But before any of that happened, there was a man named Dick Rabine. Rabine was the Patriots quarterback's coach. Bill Belichick had sent him to Ann Arbor before the draft to evaluate 2 prospects, Brady and a quarterback from Louisiana Tech named Tim Rattay. Rabine watched the Michigan film. He watched Brady get benched and come back. He watched Brady stand in the pocket in situations where faster, stronger players would have broken. He watched the team respond to him. He came back to New England and told Belichick what he saw, not the combine numbers, not the arm strength metrics. He talked about the intangibles, the poise, the precision, the way Brady played the game faster in his mind than he ever moved with his body. That night, Rabine went home and told his wife Pamela something that would only make full sense years later. 20 years from now, he said, people will know the name Tom Brady. Dick Rabine died in August 2001, a heart condition. He never watched Tom Brady play a single regular season snap in the NFL. September 23, 2001, Week 2 of the regular season. The Patriots were playing the New York Jets. Drew Bledsoe, the Patriots starter, the highest paid player in the NFL at the time, the franchise quarterback they had built everything around, took a hit from linebacker Mo Lewis near the sideline and ruptured a blood vessel in his chest. He nearly died on that field. Brady came in to finish the game. The Patriots lost. No one particularly noticed the 6th round pick who had just inherited the starting job, but Belichick did. And what he saw over the following weeks was exactly what Ray Bain had described in that film room 18 months earlier. Brady did not scramble. He did not escape pressure with his legs. He stood in the pocket and processed the field with a clarity and composure that had nothing to do with the numbers on his combine report. The team did not just accept him, they believed in him. Bledsoe recovered. He did not get his job back. Brady was already somewhere Bledsoe could not follow. Super Bowl 36, February 3rd, 2002, New Orleans. The New England Patriots were 14-point underdogs against the St. Louis Rams, one of the greatest offensive teams in NFL history, nicknamed the greatest show on turf. Most analysts were not predicting a close game. The Rams were expected to win comfortably. With 1 minute and 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter, the score was tied at 17. New England had no timeouts. Brady had the ball on his own 17-yard line. The broadcast team suggested the Patriots should run out the clock and take their chances in overtime. Brady had a different idea. In the next 81 seconds, he completed 5 passes, moved the ball 53 yards, found Troy Brown for 23 yards down the right sideline, hit Jermaine Wiggins twice in traffic, spiked the ball with 7 seconds left to stop the clock. Adam Vinatieri's 48-yard field goal as time expired won the game. A 24-year-old 6th round pick in the biggest sporting moment of the American calendar against a team that was supposed to embarrass him, performing with the precision and poise of someone who had done this 100 times. Because in his mind, he had been preparing for exactly this moment since the day a scout told him he would make a good medical salesman. The Rams had the fastest players on the field that night, the most physically gifted athletes, the bigger arms, and the better combined numbers. They lost by 3 points to a man who ran the 40 slower than their offensive linemen. Dick Rabin never saw that drive. He never saw the 7 Super Bowls, the 5 MVP awards, the 23 seasons that ended with Brady as the statistical leader in almost every major passing category the NFL tracks. He never got to sit in the film room and say, "That is exactly what I saw. That is what I tried to tell you." He told his wife that people would know the name Tom Brady. He was right about that. He was just not there to watch it happen. Drew Henson, the sophomore they benched Brady for at Michigan, the player scouts called more gifted, the one the Yankees paid $17 million to keep, played 9 games in the NFL. He started 1. The medical salesman won 7 championships. And somewhere in a filing cabinet or a phone photo or a framed print on a wall somewhere in Tampa or Boston, there is still a copy of a scouting report from the year 2000. Poor build, no arm, gets knocked down easily. Tom Brady never threw it away, not once, not ever, because the only thing more useful than believing in yourself is keeping a precise, detailed record of every single person who did not.